some of the tools you're going to need in order to Gelli print. First, you're going to need your Gelli print pad. You're going to need a brayer, some paper to print on, acrylic paints, and any texture tools that you want to put into the paint. I really enjoy the texture plates along with any scraping tools. Alright, so this is our Gelli pad. So you're going to need to start with your Gelli pad. I have my brayer, and then I'm going to show you a couple of different techniques that we can do in order to create some really cool prints. A couple examples I had for things like this, or like this. And it really creates some really nice layers, and you can use these as a work of art or also use them in cutting and collaging with later. So really, really cool things we can do with Gelli pads with the paints. So first, I like to pick out a couple of colors that are kind of close on the wheel. I'm going to start with a blue. And when you put your paint onto the Gelli pad, you do not need a ton. So look, you're just going to need a tiny bit of paint, really is all you need. Make sure your lids are on when you're not using them. And I might put a couple of colors on here to get us started. And I'm going to do, there we go. All right. So then we use the brayer, it's this roller, in order to smooth out the surface of the paint. And I kind of, I like, that's kind of creating a little pattern there. So I'm going to kind of gently go up and down, up and down. I'm really liking how these are blending together, so I might just leave it. We're going to have a nice even coat of paint across your Gelli pad. All right, I'm going to set that off to the side. It's really pretty. And a couple things you can do. One, we can carve textures into the paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Q-tip here, and you can actually kind of draw into the Gelli pad, creating patterns, really whatever you want. I've waited about 5 minutes in order for this to dry. I'm just kind of testing it with my finger, so it's not coming off, so that is dry. I also went and I cleaned my brayer. And what we're going to do is we're going to create another layer on top of this. I think I'm going to do pink. Rubbing fairly hard, and I'm just going to peel up the corner to see if it's picking up both layers. So the Gelli pad now should be clear. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and slowly peel this off. Ooh, I love it. That is so cool. So you have the first layer that we created as well as a background behind it. Pretty cool. All right, I'm going to show you a couple of other ideas. Those are the two main ones, but here are some other things that you can do with the Gelli pads. just shows you, don't give up on a print if it doesn't turn out right away. This is actually called the ghost print. So this is the print that was second. So this was the first time I pulled. You can tell that it's still really beautiful, but you can tell it didn't get all of the layers through. It's very, very thick of paint. So I think it was more successful when it had the thinner layers. So that is just a couple of ideas. You need to experiment, you need to play, and as always, have fun creating.